Okay, pilots, I'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing here. But first off, I want to thank Nate. He sent me all this ordnance that you're about to see here and what I'm doing with it. It's all because of him. He was a pretty cool guy about it. He just sent me the ordnance. He says he didn't fly with it, so I helped him out. He helped me out. But this is a Freewing 70mm F-16. Okay. Now, yes, it comes with its own ordnance and everything, but I didn't like the ordnance that they had for it. Just didn't look right to me. Well, I had the old. Let me see if I got it over here. Let's see. Yep, that's it right there. Okay, now this is the old Sparrow radar guided missile that I had on there. Okay. Now the new Viper type F-16 has got the new type. Let me turn this on here. It's got their new ordnance on it, which is on the E-flat. Let me get here in front of the light, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. The E-flat 80mm F-16. Okay. But what I've had to do, pilots, is I've had to cut all them little tongue and groove locks out of my Freewing missile ordnance. Okay. And mount that into these missiles so that the little locks that's on Freewing jets will work on it. Because the E-flat locking mechanism there doesn't work. They're not the same distance apart here. Here, let me get here. The two's a little bit closer together. So you can't use these missiles on there unless you do something like this. And that's what I'm going to show you tonight, is I'm going to glue all this stuff, and I'm going to show you how I made cuts and things to put all that stuff in. Got the drop tanks there. Okay, now here's a surprise. He sent me these tanks. Now I'm not really sure what those tanks comes off of. Alright, that was wrote on the side of it, if you can see that. I really don't know what them tanks come off of. I just got the POW. But I'm going to glue Freewing square magnets. Okay. They use a square earth magnets. So I'm going to put one here. It's going to be glued there, which I got two together there. But I'm going to use two, stick them together to make sure I'm getting the right size together. One here, and then glue the other one up underneath the intake on the F-14. Okay, so that's going to be removable by magnet. Okay. Alright, now here's some missiles that goes on that F-16 here. Okay, these are wingtip missiles. No, wait a minute, excuse me, I'm wrong. Those are the wingtip missiles right there. These go up underneath. So what I'm gonna do with these, wife, I know, yes, you're gonna do it. But I've already got the holes cut for the tongue and groove lock here. But yes. Everybody knows EQRC likes to go where no man has gone before. I'm gonna put that locking mechanism in the wingtip here. And I'm gonna put them missiles on the end of the wings of my F-35. Yep, I'm doing it. That's right. Let me show you something else I'm gonna put on too. That's the drop tank that comes with that F-16. But now it's the drop tank for the F-35. Oh yeah. Call me crazy. That's okay. I've been to the institution. I'm feeling much better now. I got work to do that. I got to completely redo my whole canopy on that one just to get the battery to fit in it. Terminal 14 sitting over there, it's gonna have drop tanks on the intakes. Oh yeah. My Jolly Roger sitting over. Okay. Get out of here. Let's get the gluing. Alright, one other thing I want to show you, but I'm not going to be gluing it now. I'm going to show you. I got a Dynam Catalina. And they also sent me some smaller ordnance here. I believe, now I'm not mistaken, I could be. But those are on like the smaller P-47s. It could be the new hobby, banana hobby warbirds. It could be the FMS P-47. I don't know pallets, I don't know. But they kind of small, you know, for a smaller scale plane. But you know, I mean, the Catalina had capability of carrying bombs. They carried torpedoes. They carried rocket pods. Yeah. They carried depth charges. They carried mines. Would you be quiet up there? He's up there jumping all over the door. Leave me alone. So, you know, just something new, something different. And I show you, you know, it's kind of hard, right? Got the jet in here, but he sent me some more stuff. He sent me stuff like this. I'm gonna put that on my MiG, my little MiG 15. It's a smaller scale. He sent me these bombs here. Oh, that was the other thing here. Sent me these bombs here. Now these are the bombs for the bigger P-47 also. And it's right there. And what I've got to do is I've got to glue these clips because I had to take the factory ones out, move them in a little bit so that the factory one would line up with this smaller 1200 millimeter P-47. So it's the, you know, it's the bombs for the plane, but it's just bigger. So is the drop tank. Put the drop tank on it too. And I put the rocket pod launch and got it rockets onto my Dynam P-47. Yep. So I got to glue these little tabs on that. I got a lot of stuff to glue here. So you're gonna watch me glue stuff here. Alright. Not gonna glue this stuff on the jet. But you know, you got to cut. Let me show you that right quick. You gotta cut. You know, when you put the things in there, you gotta cut the valley here. And what I had done was I had the actual pods glued to the plane where I could just slide the missile one off. Well, this time I'm gonna have it fixed where I can take the whole plane off. I like it better like that. But I'm not gonna worry about that tonight. I'm just gonna show you how you had to cut the valleys out. Put these locks in. But this one right here is gonna be a trick too. I don't really have a deep valley cut in it right here. I kind of wanted a little bit of a distance, so I just kind of took the magnet, pushed it down there a little bit, made an indentation in it. But took my little 90-degree awl and poked holes. I'm not really putting a lot here. Just enough to hold that magnet there. And then after it dries and hardens up, you go back and you put some more around the edges because you want them magnets to stay on there if you're going to fly with it on there. And I plan on flying with them. Try to get in line, that's all you really got to do. You made that little indentation in it pretty good, you know exactly where it'll go. You know, these things is earth magnets, so you don't want to get them nowhere near no metal for a while. And jerk that sucker clean across the room. I'm surprised they staying apart this on this tank. I mean, it ain't gotta be perfect pilots, but you kind of want them to be straight, you know. As long as you got that positive and negatives and the batteries right, and the batteries on the magnets right. Alright, now we're going with bombs here. I've poked holes in it. The bomb mount's got them little tabs in it there. I'm just gonna line it up with them tabs, push it on there. This is 5-minute epoxy. I'm not playing around here. The cats are, but I'm not. When I put them Freewing mounts in missiles, bombs and stuff, whatever I'm doing, to get them out of the original missile or whatever you're taking it out of, maybe, you don't really need to kind of strip it and pull all the just the plastic part out. What I do is I take that blade, I'll show you in a second when we get to glue them here in just a second. One more on the bomb. But I take that blade and hold it in an angle. This is a targeting pod for a walleye missile. Now, I cut the thing out of it, but realized I really didn't need it. Okay. So if you can see there, let me get up here, we ain't got much time. You can see how I got that cut in like an angle. See, I just cut right along the edge of it and get it out, just like so. And then I just take glue, just like this right here. I'll put a little bit in my valley here. Put it on that edge. Put it on that edge. And just a little bit right down the middle. You'll get it all over there when you push this thing down in there. Alright, to the next episode. I left my other missile in there, so let's grab this one. Now this one I did strip because, you know, you ain't got a lot of room here. So I just made my slit right down the middle there. And I made sure it would countersink, you know, level with it. Now we're just gonna put some glue right down through there. I got to get moving with my glue. My glue's gonna harden on me. Put that right there. Let's see. I do that with this tank too. Anytime you're doing just got a pod there, you gotta be careful. You don't want to really overcut. And I'm running out of glue, but that's okay. And then right here. And believe me, pilots, this epoxy holds. When I had to pull them other ones off, oh my God. Oh my God, it wasn't fun. Let's see. Just kind of filling that channel, not filling it up, but just putting a good bead down through there. Let's see. Get right there. That's rolling. Alright, next missile. Now these wingtip missiles for the F-16, well, they kind of weak. I'll show you when I'm gluing them, but they kind of weaker. So I'm gonna put some toothpicks in there. I'm gonna show you here when I get to it. I just want to make sure nothing's dripping, nothing's running. You just, I mean, you hold the missile up there where you want it, and you got to compensate for the sliding action now, because it's going to slide about maybe a little less than a ½ inch when it locks in. So you got to, you got to keep that in mind. But usually, if you'll put it right there where the manufacturers do, but those like those two that I'm putting on that 35, I'm gonna go grab that one right quick. So yeah, I had to move it back that far. I mean, that's a ½ inch further back than where the manufacturer had it, so that I could get this little wing tip right here to line up with my wing tip. So I had to keep in mind about that. Don't need that. One of my big long hairs. Can't have a hair in it. Okay. Toothpick. Two toothpicks. Right here. Right here at the end of these fins, it just seems weak to me right there. So I'm gonna take a toothpick and I'm gonna run that right up through in there. In a hurry. I'm gonna run it up in there as far as I can right there. If you can see that. I just run it up through here, and when I glue this in, I had to move this one back just a little bit too, because it was kind of to get it to line up right with the wing. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it right in between that fin, because it was kind of tight right in here between this fin. Make sure my back's lined up. Hold that back, and then I'm going to spread my missile out this way and get that toothpick up in there as far as I can. Line it up. Okay. Now it's not really stuck into the mount. It's just stuck all the way out to the edge of it. Now I'm going to take some more. I'm going to fill this little valley up to where it'll support that toothpick. And in turn will support that missile a little bit better right there when that hardens up. because I mean that thing will be flopping like crazy in the wind right there. Now I'm going to show you right quick if I can. Get this out of the way. Get that out of the way. Alright, here we go. Oh, kick my 35. What I'm doing is just taking this toothpick here and I'm ramming it right up in through there as best I can. Taking a pair of needle nose now. Just running that thing up in there. I want this to go just in line. See how it's barely sticking out right here? Well, my mount's going to line up right there and slide right in front of it. After I'm putting some glue in it right here. That looks like that's good. I'm going to put this in here. Pushing it down, bending the forward here, bending it, and getting my mount and that toothpick in together. And then I just might have just enough to fill that other up there to support my toothpick. Look at there. Yep, just like so. Now that should keep that missile from moving, moving all over the place here. Alright, have I got anything else? I got that, I got that, I got that, got that, got that, got that. I'm not worried about that, not worried about the jet, so we got it. Okay. I used 2 tubes of glue. There's my glue. I get it at Dollar General. Well, if I held it up right here, it wouldn't drip maybe. Dollar General with the mixing tips. Now you can get it at Walmart in a bigger tube, but it don't have no mixing tip. You got, gotta mix it yourself. But that's the kind I use. But there you go, pilots. That's my new ordnance for my new Freewing Viper.